I didn't believe in the Goatman, not in the way people said it. Sure, I had heard the stories everyone around Maryland had. Late night warnings, urban legends passed down like traditions. Something about a creature, half man, half goat, living near the old bridge. Most people treated it like a joke, something to scare kids. But there was one thing that never felt like a joke. No one stayed there after midnight, not even the people who laughed about it. I found that out the hard way. It started with a message, "Let's go to the bridge tonight." That was it. No explanation, no plan, just a location. I almost said no. Almost. But curiosity has a way of pushing you further than logic. We met just before midnight, three of us. No one really talking about why we were going. We didn't need to. The closer we got near Governor Bridge, the quieter it became. Street lights disappeared first, then houses, then everything. Just trees and the road. The kind of road that feels like it doesn't belong to the world you came from. People say it chases cars, one of them said from the backseat. I didn't respond, because I didn't like the way he said it. Not joking, like he believed it. We reached the bridge a few minutes later. Old wood, dark water below. No sound except the engine and something distant moving through the trees. I slowed the car, then stopped. No one told me to. I just did. And the moment the engine turned off, everything changed. Not louder, not quieter, just different, like we had stepped into something. We sat there in silence, no one moving, no one speaking. Then, a sound, not from the water, not from the road, from the other side of the bridge. A step, heavy, slow, then another. My chest tightened. "Did you hear that?" someone whispered. I nodded, because I didn't just hear it. I felt it, like something was approaching, not rushing, not hiding, walking deliberately toward us. And that's when I realized something that didn't match the stories. This wasn't something waiting to be found. The Goatman was already coming. No one spoke after that first step. We just sat there, eyes fixed on the darkness beyond the bridge. Another step came, slower this time, heavier. Not like an animal moving through leaves, not like something running. This had weight, intent. "Turn the car on," Tyler whispered. I didn't move, because something about that sound, it didn't feel like we were in danger yet. It felt like we were being approached on purpose, like whatever was out there wanted us to stay. Another step, closer now. Wood creaked somewhere ahead, faint, but enough to make my chest tighten. It was on the bridge, walking toward us. I finally reached for the key. My hand didn't feel steady anymore. The engine turned over, loud, unnatural against the silence, and the steps stopped. Instantly, like a switch had been flipped. We all froze again. "Don't move," someone said from the back seat, but I already had, because now I understood something. It reacted to sound, to presence, to us. The headlights were still off. The road ahead was just a black void, and whatever had been walking toward us was now standing somewhere in that darkness, watching, waiting. I turned the headlights on. The beams cut across the old wood of Governor Bridge. Empty. No movement. No figure. Nothing. Just the bridge stretching forward into trees, but the feeling didn't go away. If anything, it got worse, because now there were no steps, no sound, no warning, just silence. And that silence told me something far more unsettling than the noise ever could. It didn't leave. The Goatman had stopped moving, because it didn't need to anymore. I kept the headlights on, locked straight ahead, trying to force something to appear. Nothing did. No movement, no shadow, no figure standing on the bridge, just empty wood and darkness swallowing the other side. Maybe it left, Tyler said, but this voice didn't sound convinced. I shook my head slowly. No, it didn't, because the feeling hadn't changed. It wasn't in front of us anymore. It was around us. I checked the side mirrors. Nothing. Then the rear view mirror. And that's when my stomach dropped. For just a second, barely a second, I thought I saw something behind the car. Tall, too tall, standing just outside the edge of the light. I turned around fast. Nothing. The road behind us was empty, completely empty. Did you see something? Tyler asked. I hesitated. I don't know. But I did know. I just didn't want to say it out loud, because if I said it, it made it real. A soft sound came again, not in front, not behind, to the side, right outside my door. Something brushed against the car, not hard, not aggressive, just enough to let us know it was there. All three of us froze. No one even breathed properly. Then came the smell, not rot, not decay. Something stronger, wet, animal, but mixed with something else, something metallic, like blood left too long in the open air. Drive, Tyler said, this time louder. I didn't argue. I pressed the gas. The car lurched forward onto Governor Bridge, tires thudding against the old wood, and for a moment I thought we were fine. Then something hit the side of the car, not hard enough to crash us, but strong enough to shake the entire frame. A heavy thud, like something big had just run into us, or jumped alongside us. I gripped the wheel tighter, heart racing now. Don't stop, someone shouted. I wasn't planning to, because whatever was out there, it wasn't approaching anymore. It was keeping pace. The car picked up speed across Governor Bridge, the wooden planks rattling under the tires. I kept my eyes forward, gripping the wheel so tight my fingers hurt. Then it came again, another thud, closer this time. Not random, not clumsy, controlled. Like whatever was out there wasn't trying to stop us. It was adjusting to us. Don't look, Tyler said quickly. That alone made it worse, because now I knew he had seen something. I'm serious, he added, voice tense. Just drive. But something moved in my peripheral vision. Fast, low at first, then rising. I couldn't stop myself. I glanced to the side, and for a split second, just a split second, I saw it, running beside the car. Not fully, not clearly, but enough. Long legs, bent wrong, not like a human stride, not like any animal I'd ever seen. It wasn't galloping, it wasn't sprinting, it was pacing, perfectly matching the car. My chest tightened because we weren't going slow anymore, and it wasn't struggling, it wasn't even trying. It turned its head slightly, just enough that I saw the shape of it, tall, lean, and something extending from its head, not branches, not shadows, horns. I snapped my eyes back to the road instantly. Did you see it? Tyler asked. I didn't answer, because if I said yes, it meant I had confirmed it. Behind us, something screamed across the car again, metal against something rough, not sharp, but heavy, like it wanted to stay close, like it didn't want us to leave. The trees blurred past as we pushed off the bridge and onto the road beyond. For a second, the sound stopped, the pressure eased, and I thought maybe that was it. Maybe we had outrun it. Then I checked the side mirror, and I saw it again, not chasing, not falling behind. Just there, keeping pace in the darkness of Maryland, like it had nowhere else to be. We were off the bridge now, back on the road, speed climbing, engine straining, and still it stayed with us. Not behind, not ahead, beside us, like it had chosen that position. I kept my eyes forward, but I could feel it there. Not just see it, feel it. That same pressure from before, only stronger now. "He's still there, isn't he?" Tyler asked quietly. I didn't answer, because the moment I spoke, it would make it real. Another few seconds passed, then something changed. The sound of its movement faded. No more thuds, no more scraping. Just the engine, just the road. Slowly, carefully, I looked at the mirror again. Nothing. Empty road. No shape, no movement. It was gone. Relief hit instantly, too quickly, too easily. "That's it," Tyler said, exhaling. "We lost it." But something didn't feel right, not even close, because the feeling hadn't left. It had shifted from behind us to behind us. A faint sound came from the back of the car, soft, almost unnoticeable, like something lightly tapping from inside. My hands tightened on the wheel. "No," I whispered. Tyler turned slowly and then froze, completely. "Don't," he said under his breath, but I already knew why. Because whatever had been running beside us, it hadn't been trying to catch the car. It hadn't been chasing us at all. It had been getting closer, closer, until it didn't need to run anymore. Another soft tap came from the back, then something shifted. Weight inside the car, and in that moment, I understood something far worse than being chased. The Goatman didn't follow us. It got in. No one turned around, not fully. We didn't need to, because we could feel it. The air inside the car changed, heavier, tighter, like there was enough space anymore. Another shift came from the back seat, slow, deliberate, not like something trying to hide, like something getting uncomfortable. Tyler's voice cracked, "Keep driving." I nodded, even though he couldn't see me. My eyes stayed locked on the road ahead, the empty stretch cutting through the darkness of Maryland. Then came the sound, breathing, low, deep, not human, not rushed, controlled, right behind us. Right behind us, every muscle in my body locked up. "Tell me you heard that," Tyler whispered. "I hear it," I said. I wish I hadn't, because the moment I spoke, the breathing stopped, instantly, like it had been waiting for that, waiting for acknowledgement. The silence that followed was worse, much worse, because now it knew we knew. A faint movement came again, fabric shifting, weight adjusting, closer this time. I didn't look. I couldn't, because something inside me was screaming the same thing over and over. If you look, it changes. Tyler must have felt it too, because he didn't move either. We just sat there, frozen, pretending we were alone, pretending the back seat was empty, pretending nothing had crossed into our space. Then something brushed the back of my seat, lightly, not a hit, not a grab, just contact. My breath caught instantly, because it wasn't testing the car anymore. It was testing us. A slow exhale came from behind us, close, too close, and in that moment, I realized something I couldn't ignore anymore. This wasn't about the bridge. This wasn't about the road. This wasn't about Governor Bridge or the stories people told. This was about something that could cross from there into here. And once it did, it didn't leave. We didn't speak for a long time after that. Not because we didn't want to, but because we understood something without saying it. If we ignored it, it stayed still. The moment we reacted, it responded. I kept my eyes locked on the road, hands steady on the wheel, pretending nothing had changed. Behind us, silence, no breathing, no movement, just presence. Tyler leaned slightly toward me, barely moving his lips. "Don't say anything." I nodded, because he was right. Every time we spoke, it noticed. Every time we reacted, it got closer. The road stretched endlessly ahead through the dark woods of Maryland. No cars, no lights, no help. Just us and it. Minutes passed, maybe longer. Then a small sound broke the silence. A soft tap from the window. Not outside, inside. Tyler's breathing got heavier, but he didn't speak. Neither did I. Another tap, closer this time. Then something moved in the back seat again. Slow, controlled, like it was testing boundaries, seeing how far it could go before we reacted. I tightened my grip on the wheel. Every instinct told me to turn around, to look, to confirm it was there. But something deeper, something more primal told me the opposite. Don't acknowledge it, because the moment we did, it would change the rules. The car slowed slightly as we hit a curve, and that's when it happened. Something leaned forward, not fully, not aggressively, just enough. I saw it in the rearview mirror for a fraction of a second. Tall, too tall to be sitting normally. Its head nearly touching the roof, and those shapes rising from it. Horns, not small, not animal-like, large, curved, wrong. I snapped my eyes back to the road instantly, heart racing now, because I had just broken the one rule we understood. I had looked, and behind me, something shifted again. The moment I looked, I felt it, not heard it, not saw it, felt it, closer. Tyler noticed too. You looked, didn't you? I didn't answer. I didn't need to, because the space inside the car had changed again. It wasn't in the back seat anymore, not fully. Another slow movement came, fabric stretching, weight shifting forward. Then something touched the back of the Tyler seat. He froze instantly, didn't breathe, didn't speak, just stared forward like his life depended on it. And maybe it did. I kept driving, but my hands weren't steady anymore. Every second felt longer than the last. Every inch of the road through the dark woods of Maryland felt like it was stretching, like we weren't getting anywhere. Then came the sound again, breathing, closer now, not behind us, between us. I felt something near my shoulder, not touching, hovering, like it was leaning forward, studying us from right behind the front seats. Tyler's voice was barely audible. Don't react. I nodded slightly, because reacting was the worst thing we could do. It wasn't aggressive. It wasn't attacking. It was observing, learning how close it could get, how far it could go, without triggering something in us. Another shift, and this time, I saw it again. Not fully, just a reflection in the windshield, a faint outline behind us. Tall, head tilted slightly, horns curving upward into the darkness, watching us, right there, inside the car. My chest tightened so hard it hurt, because now there was no distance left, no barrier, no space between us and it. And in that moment, I understood something that made everything worse. It wasn't getting closer by accident. It was going deep, it step by step, testing what we would allow, and now it had reached the front. I kept my eyes on the road. I didn't dare look again, because now I understood the pattern. Look, and it moves closer. React, and it learns faster. Ignore it, and it waits. The road ahead felt longer than it should have, like we weren't leaving the woods of Maryland at all, just circling. Then something changed. Not movement, not sound. Inside my head, a thought, not mine, clear, slow, deliberate. Stop the car. My hands tightened on the wheel instantly. I didn't say anything, didn't react, but it came again, stronger this time. Stop. Tyler shifted beside me. Did he just hear something? I nodded slowly, because now I knew it wasn't just physical. It was reaching us another way. A faint exhale came from behind us, closer than before. Then the thought changed. Turn around. My heart started pounding harder because that wasn't a random command. That was control. It wasn't trying to scare us. It wasn't trying to attack us. It was trying to guide us back, back to the bridge, back to where we found it, back to Governor Bridge. I shook my head slightly. No, I whispered under my breath. The response was instant. The air tightened. The presence shifted again, closer, heavier, like it didn't like that answer. Tyler grabbed my arm. Don't talk to it. But it wasn't a conversation. It was pressure, a slow push against my thoughts. Turn back. Stronger now, more insistent, and for a second, just a second, I felt my hands loosen on the wheel, like I might actually do it, like the idea wasn't mine anymore. I forced my grip tighter, shook my head again. No. The word came out louder this time, and the moment it did, something moved. Fast, right beside my ear. A sudden shift of air, a presence inches away, not touching, but close enough that I felt its breath. Hot, animal. And in that moment, I understood the final part of it. The Goatman didn't just follow. It didn't just learn. It tried to control. I stopped breathing without realizing it, not because I wanted to, but because my body felt like it wasn't fully mine anymore. The pressure in the car had changed again, heavier, almost focused, like it was no longer spreading around us, but concentrating on me specifically. Tyler noticed. Don't listen to it, he whispered urgently. But I wasn't even sure I was listening anymore. The thoughts came again, clearer, sharper. Stop the car. Turn back. Look at me. That last one hit differently because it didn't feel like a command. It felt like recognition, like it knew I was resisting. The road through Maryland blurred slightly as I blinked hard, trying to focus. The engine kept running, but everything inside me felt slower, disconnected. Are you okay? Tyler asked, his voice tight. I nodded, but it didn't feel true. Another breath came from it behind us, closer, almost at my shoulder again, but now it wasn't just presence. It was attention, direct, targeted, and then it happened. A sound, not from the backseat, not from outside, from right next to my ear. A low exhale followed by something that wasn't quite words, but wasn't just noise either, like language trying to form without needing a mouth. My grip on the wheel tightened violently. Tyler saw my reaction. What is it saying? I shook my head fast. I don't know. But I did. And I didn't want to admit it. It wasn't speaking English. It wasn't speaking anything I knew. But my brain was still understanding it anyway, piece by piece, meaning without translation. You will turn back. The words weren't heard. They were placed right inside through thought itself. I felt my foot tremble slightly on the pedal, not moving yet, but close, too close. No, I whispered again. But this time it didn't feel strong. It felt tired, like I had said it too many times already. The air inside the car shifted violently. A sudden pressure drop, and for the first time, I felt something behind me lean back slightly, not leaving, not retreating, just pausing, like it was waiting to see if I would finally break. And in that silence, I realized something terrifying. The Goatman wasn't forcing me anymore. It was waiting for me to give up on my own. The road finally started to open up. Less trees, more space, fewer shadows pressing in from both sides. For the first time in what felt like hours, I saw distant streetlights ahead through the windshield of Maryland. Real lights, real road, real civilization. Tyler leaned forward. We're almost out. Just keep going. I nodded quickly, forcing myself to focus because something inside me wanted to believe it was over. The pressure in the car had changed again, not gone, but distant, like it had been left behind in the trees. I checked the mirror once, nothing. Empty backseat, empty road, no movement. For a second I almost laughed. Almost. Then Tyler said it. It's gone. I wanted to believe him. I really did. The car crossed under a broken streetlight, then another. We were leaving the forest stretch completely now, and with every meter forward, the feeling faded more. The weight, the breath, the presence, gone, or at least, quiet. Tyler finally relaxed in his seat. We made it. I exhaled slowly, my hands loosened on the wheel for the first time. We kept driving, no one spoke for a while. Just silence, normal silence, safe silence. Then I noticed something. The road ahead was familiar, too familiar. I frowned slightly. Tyler noticed my expression. What? I've seen this turn before, I said slowly. He shook his head. No way, we're out. But I knew I wasn't wrong. We passed the same broken sign again, same tilted fence, same bend in the road. My stomach dropped because we weren't leaving the forest. We were circling it. Tyler leaned forward again. Okay, that's not possible. Then the radio flickered, static, a burst of noise, and underneath it, barely audible, a breath, right behind us again. I looked in the mirror, and this time, it wasn't empty, not even close. The Goatman was already sitting back where it started. I couldn't speak, my throat locked the moment I saw it. Not outside the car this time, not chasing, not pacing. Inside, exactly where it had been before, like nothing had ever changed. Tyler slowly turned his head and I saw the exact moment his hope collapsed. No, he whispered. The road outside still moved forward, the car was still driving, the world still looked normal through the windshield of Maryland, but the truth was different. We weren't escaping anything, we were repeating it, again. The same stretch of road, the same broken sign, the same bend, like time itself had stopped letting us move forward. The radio crackled again, static flooding the silence. Then that same breath, right behind me, not loud, not sudden, calm, familiar, like it had been there the entire time, waiting for me to finally understand. Tyler's voice shook. We never left, did we? I didn't answer because I finally understood what was happening. The bridge wasn't behind us, it was everywhere. The trees, the road, the distance, all of it was just a loop, a closed path. We were still inside, and the Goatman wasn't chasing us anymore. It wasn't following us anymore. It never had to. A faint movement came from the backseat, slow, certain. Closer again. Tyler grabbed my arm hard. Drive faster. But I knew it didn't matter now. Speed wasn't the issue. Direction wasn't the issue. Escape wasn't the issue. Because the moment I looked in the mirror again, I saw it clearly, sitting behind us, perfectly still, watching, and for the first time, it wasn't trying to scare us. It looked almost calm, like we had finally arrived where it wanted us to be. The radio died completely, the headlights flickered once, and in that half second of darkness, I realized the worst part. We didn't enter its territory that night. We never left it.